This summer, one of the bike trips we did was to Saint-Jérôme, a small city about 60 kilometers north of Montreal. Most of the route is pretty comfortable. Through Laval, it conveniently follows along commuter rail train tracks, and when you get closer to Saint-Jérôme, you meet back up with the rail line again for a very smooth ride through relaxing fields with mountains starting to take shape in the distance.
In the middle, there was a section in Blainville that was different. At first glance, it seemed like a win, a suburban area with bike lanes elevated and separated from the road like a sidewalk. Actually, it looked like they literally just took an existing large sidewalk and painted bike lane markings on it. That sounds good at first.
But we noticed that there were a lot of cyclists that just opted out of these bike lanes and instead used the road. This was confusing at first, but as we kept going, the reason became much clearer. Each time you pass an intersection, the sidewalk bike lane dips down to road level, but it's a bumpy transition because of the curb. Going over driveways could be bumpy too, but intersections were the biggest problem.
This might not matter if you're walking, but you really feel it if you're on wheels and going even a normal traveling speed like 15 or 20 kilometers an hour. It functions like an unintentional speed bump, and it becomes tiring after a while because you either accept all the bumps or keep a very slow speed through much of the road because it happens so often, even when you go by small intersections or cul-de-sacs with great visibility.
There's no way this was actually a decision made for speed or road safety, because if that was the goal, they would have tried to slow cars down too. Most likely, this wasn't a decision at all, just the side effect of repurposing a sidewalk to be used as a bike lane.
And that brings its own problem that pedestrians understandably continue to use the space for walking because there's nowhere else for them to go, which also encourages cyclists to use the road. Putting pedestrians and cyclists together in the same lane doesn't work all that well unless there's abundant space to pass. Even if the collisions are unlikely to cause serious injury, it's inconvenient and awkward for everyone.
This road isn't the only example of bumpy transitions degrading the cycling experience. I biked to the West Island on Pierre Fonds Boulevard, and the bike path being separated from traffic was really appreciated. But the intersection transitions were bad enough that at one point my back panniers bounced up and fell off my cargo rack. It would have been even more disruptive for people carrying things in a front basket or a rear crate.
Sorry to hear about your panniers. Panniers? Anyway, it's really great to see suburban bike infrastructure, and as we've mentioned before, the Montreal area actually deserves a lot of praise for having decently bike-friendly suburbs compared to other cities. But sometimes there are problems like this that you might not notice unless you actually test the infrastructure on a bike under a range of conditions.